You know, it's almost as if they're secretly acting against us, and they're fully willing and prepared. I'm pretty sure to go as far as they feel necessary. And now what I've been seeing, what's been happening with these demons, see, what made that demon lash out in that Sonya Massey case? I feel like it was fear. Now, I only say that because, see, I don't want to say any videos, and I ain't trying to get a link to the videos, but I've been watching several videos, and I've been noticing the people's reactions before they react, right? I'm going to give you one example. There's a guy, it's called a demon possessed, guy gets possessed on ride, right? And it's like a swinging thing that's going like this. And after the third time it do like this, his face changes with this crazy ass smile. At first, it was fear in his face. You saw him when the ride started. It was, oh my God, you could tell a person who shook of a ride. And then out of nowhere, out of that fear, boom, possession. Look it up. It's called guy gets possessed on ride, right? He looks like, not like he not all the way white, but he like a whitish guy, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But on those lines, but I did notice that. And it was like it kicked in just like that. So it was fear that made the demon possess the host, right? So with that cop that shot Sonya Massey, that cop was really terrified. Y'all could say that he wasn't, but he was terrified for his life because Jesus Christ he's not on the side of Jesus. You know that they fear our God. Fear, like real fear, trembling fear. Yeah, so he was terrified. When she said, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus, he said, no, you better not. He didn't say, no, you won't. He said, you better not, like as if he knew that she could. And he was very fearful that she would. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said, you better not, or I will, because it's almost like to them, it's like saying, I'm going to shoot you in your face. And it's like, you better not, I'll shoot you in yours, So it's literally like a threat. And you can't tell me that it wasn't fear because, see, out of anger, it could have just been like, one shot. It was two shots. It was definitely trying to make sure that that person was gone. Bam, bam. Like, oh my God. Like, yo, two shots fast like that. Bam, bam. You feel me? A person that's not holding a pot of water. They had to literally make up the story about her holding the pot. She was holding it at first, but don't y'all still know that in the camera, we can slow things down? Don't you know that they slowed it down? You can actually see her before she turns towards them and put the mitts in the air. That wasn't the pot. She set the pot on the counter. The pot was on the counter before she went down. I saw it. The pot was on the counter. Slow the video down. Go watch it. So therefore, she only got two mitts in her hand. She's saying, I'm sorry, as she going to the ground. I think he think that she was getting ready to start praying. And before she could, he just let it loose. Because he felt like now she was in fear and she had to call upon her God. And he was in trouble, big trouble. So the only thing he could do was try to stop that person. See, this is what I mean. So don't think these devils can't act up or these demons can't take full possession of the host, because they can. And it looks like they'll do so once that host reaches a certain amount of fear. That's when things can become dangerous. You understand? Now they're already fearing our God, but now we as the people are becoming a threat to them. So you know what makes them a lot more afraid? When we stand up to them. You understand? Because y'all just catching the light work show. I already know what's behind all of this. And I know that they ain't scared of us. And they will pull any kind of move and they will literally make you do what you got to do. You hear me? Because once that thing takes possession of the people, well, they simply have no more control over themselves. So now who has control? Does God have control over that situation? Yeah, he may. It's being orchestrated as so. But he also gave you power to to tread over these demons. So he gave you the ability to take control of certain situations when it comes to demons itself. He didn't say call them every time, right? You can, yes, but he gave us the power as well to tread over them. I don't know if y'all understand what that means or not, man. Do you understand what it means, man? We could literally send these devils back to the abyss where they came from. Because like I said, once it's a full possession, there's no returning back. Once that demon got full grasp of the host, well, I mean, that person is just gone. So I'm going to have to slightly assume, right? Not say not less, but me. I'm going to slightly assume that this strong delusion that God is placing on these people, he ain't going to remove it. Why would he remove it? These people are so disrespectful. Why would he remove it? Remember, he put it on them just so they wouldn't make it. Just so they wouldn't, because he's tired of them. He's tired of them. So he's going to leave it big. But you know why he took them already? And he's kind of letting the possession take over them. And it's like, oh, y'all trying to figure out, well, why would he leave us down there with that? Why would he? See, y'all was supposed to have been doing a job as the people of the Most High. Y'all had a task to do. Y'all did. You wouldn't ignore it. You ignored it before you went in slavery. You ignored it when you was in slavery. And you're trying to ignore it when you're on the way out. You wanted to ignore the discipline and the authority of God. You did not want to hold down the word. You did not want to back the word because you fell out of place because the world told you you were violent, or the world told you who made you God, or the world told you vengeance is the Lord's, and the world told you all this, that, and the third. That when people were being stoned back in the day, that didn't have anything to do with their own vengeance. No, it was something that had to be orchestrated through the community, or else nobody else was going to do what God had called and asked to do. So once upon a time, these things were being done, but nowadays they're not. And the fact that we bring it up, the fact that the message is being brung up and it's being brung back to their attention, and they want to ignore it. They want to keep turning the blind eye, the blind eye, the blind eye. Why is it that they'll respect everything else in the Bible except for when it comes to the Lord's discipline? You want to know why? Because they understand that the Lord gave us the authority to conduct his discipline, his will, his way, and his wrath, and his vengeance. Yes, it says it there in the scriptures. Once I get another camera and stop doing it on this phone, because I hate the other phone cam, I'll be able to pull up the Bible scriptures because I got them all here for you. But all you have to do literally is pull it up into Google and look it up where it says, the ministers of God, be afraid, for he is the minister of God. Okay, that's all I want y'all to look up. It'll tell you as a matter of fact, I don't have anything close by to me. See, that's how it always happens. But like I said, look it up on Google. It'll take you straight to the scripture. You'll realize it's there, and people ain't just wasting air, man. Nobody's wasting air, bro. I don't even feel like I got time to play games when it's time to get a message across, because then that's sending the wrong signal out here. That could come back on me. I mean, whether you want to believe that or not, if you don't believe it, I really don't care. You're just a demon, and you need to know that. Or you need to turn me off and go get your edification somewhere else. That may be a little bit more helpful for you, because over here you may be trying to bite off a little bit more than you could chew. Because see, I got different things for different appetites. You see what I'm saying? But I also understand that there's a lot of people with a needful spirit out there that need to be poured into. But I'm sorry, we can't read your Psalms all day long right now, Doc. I can't just sit here and tell you that your world and everything's going to be okay, bro. That's not what the prophecy is saying. For us, I'm not telling you that you're going to be down and out. That's not what the promise is for us. Not if we're being obedient, doing what the Most High asks us to do. No, we got promises. We got rewards coming. We got all those things. But you ain't going to get all those things if you're not walking on that path. So our job is to help exercise our abilities of what he put in us to help get those there and stay there on those paths. You know what I'm saying? By not having us offend you guys. Like, sir, for instance, Me doing personal things that may not line up in you guys' life, right? I might have a certain twist in my life that I like. If I'm here to present that before y'all, I could be offending one of the Most High's children. If I do so, then I have sinned against God. And because of the fact that I am aware of what these people, just like it says, did the world not tell you will have long hair? Do you not know what it was said? Well, does the world also tell you about if you were to drink on camera, or, you know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to do a message then? You know what they're going to say if you do that. So I was just looking at it like, wow, maybe here and there, if I had my twist versus drinking on camera, I would allow myself 2 sips per hour. 2 sips. And I'm like, dang, I don't even care if it's a big sip or a little sip. But you do this too many times in the camera, they're going to say, yo, you're drinking while doing a message. You know they're going to say that. And because you know that they're going to say that, you also must know that someone that's watching you may be offended, may be discouraged. And it's our job to be mindful of these things so we don't sin against God, because we will offend them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's not meant to bring in all of our personal things out here, because everything ain't for everybody. So, when we do certain things, or say you may have a certain twist, it's a good idea to just pretty much dilute that in the presence of the people. It doesn't mean you're a hypocrite. You're not getting on. We're not saying that we're going to get up here and tell you to do things that I know that I do in my closet. Because the last time you heard me preaching on people that drink, or even alcoholics, knowing that I'm not even an alcoholic, but I drink. So why would that? You understand what I'm saying? So, and mind you, the Bible told you, it said, let them drink, for they forget their worries and their poverty. That's what the Bible says. So it tells you not to judge those who are drunk. And let God deal with that. He hates the drunk. He hates that. We not supposed to hate anything. And I'm going to have to extend that message as well, because I know we want to close doors on everybody, and we want to shut out all type of opportunities that, what if you became somebody and you were edified to a point that you could help others? You're going to have to know that we can't stereotype anybody. We got to understand that it's Judgment Day still. It's not over, and there are still many to be saved. And who are included in this many category? Many, like devil worshipers, homosexuals. You understand what I'm saying? This is why you have to have no stereotypes. You can't have any hate in your heart. You have to be, for the most part, forgiving of all of these individuals. Why? Because then somewhere in the Bible where it said, just like he saved you, before you were saved, he didn't have to send someone to make sure that your errors was corrected. He could have let you go down as well. So it's only fair to continue to give these other individuals their opportunities too, until show's over. We just here to do a job. And until it's done, we can't just slack off and take off of work. Or we going to tell the boss who we going to serve at the store or not. Because see, remember, if you work for Walmart or anybody else, you can't tell them, well, I'm not going to ring this person up because they're a devil worshiper. I'm not about to ring this person up because they're this, that, and the third. So it's the same rules apply, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to operate just like a corporate field. And, we can't, for like I said, for the most part, you got to have some kind of loving heart to the people. Now, I'm not saying you got to be fond of everybody and you got to deal with everybody as well. You don't have to deal with any of them. What I'm just saying is it's for the cause. We ain't holding the message back from anybody. So we still got to watch certain things we say, or certain biased statements, this, that, and the third, because you never know who's watching you. And it could have been you that could have turned them. But here you are discouraging them now because they can see the bias coming from you. As long as you ain't coming from you and you're coming from that word and that word only, don't get in the way, because that's what people are watching you. They're watching you with an eye. They're waiting to see some type of pride move. They're waiting to see your pride come out. And every here and there, it does with a lot of us. And mind you, we all get weak. But, for the ones who stay down versus the ones who get back up, if the Bible says a righteous man fell 77 times 7, man, that tells you that a righteous man falls a lot of times. It's not the amount of times that you fall. It's about the amount of times that you get back up. That shows the strength. That shows the consistency and repetition and faith and belief and longevity that you're willing to put in because you finally understand. So if he can hold you 77 times 7 and see you're going to get up that many times, well, it's only but an amount of time where he's going to only expect that out of you. So when he sees you fall, he just like, he all right. He going to get back up. And usually what happens? Usually he do, right? Usually he's right there when you need to get back up. Usually he sends a helping hand to help you through those situations. He don't let you stay down long. He don't let you be isolated long. He don't let you deal with any of these feelings or emotions long. If you are dealing with them that long, it's because you're holding on to them. And you're holding on to them, allowing them to consume your mind. You're allowing it to drench, saturate, bad vibes, bad ideas, bad thoughts, bad spirits, to manifest over a course of time. Because if you don't let things go within the 2 days period, by the third day, man, that could start a new lifestyle for you. So we got to kind of like start learning how to let certain things go, right? That's why I wanted to tell people, anybody that's paying attention to this Kamala Harris story and all that, listen, man, it's going to be there to wind you up. Mind you, they ain't really get started with the real campaign. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really heard nothing yet. Muggs is just already aware because they're aware of what's to come. They're aware of the effects. The cause they see, but they're waiting for the effects because they feel like the effects is going to trickle down into the community, and then obviously we're going to have to deal with it, right? Wrong. Let me tell you how this is going to happen. And if we are dealing with it, it will only be about a certain amount of time. So let me break this down for you. Slavery started in August 1619, right? Remember, the Bible says something about 400 years of slavery. So everybody's like, 400 years, that's from 1619 to 2019. See, that's 400 years. God already, he took the curse off of us. That's why we're free. We ain't free yet, dog. Technically, because technically, from biblically to technically. Now, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So don't tell me that the Bible's lying right now. Because the Bible ain't said nothing. This is why you still don't see the inheritance yet. Because it ain't up. When they wrote the Bible was written when we was in a 360-day calendar. We didn't live those days. They did. They wrote that Bible off of a 360-day calendar. Dog, we live off 365 days. If you telling me 400 years and that we're right exactly on the money, somebody's lying to yourself. Because when you add up 400 years minus those 5 days, right, that wasn't accounted for, you get 2,000 more days. Now, if you divide 2,000 days into years, you get 5 years and 5.5 months. So that would literally be, you thought it was on 2019, but you need 5 more years and 5.5 months. It's just about to be 5 years. From 2019 to 2024, that's 5 years. That's the other 5 years. Now we got about 5.5 months. If you technically want to say 400 years, bro, it ain't 400 years yet. Technically. Okay? So you can't argue with me about that. If you want to argue about something, go argue about the fact that they changed the calendar or they didn't change the calendar. But bro, when they've written the Bible, they've read it when it was on a 360-day calendar. That's all you got to pull up. Then you're going to realize, oh my gosh, there's a certain amount of days that's missing there, if not years. Yes, because 400 years times 5 days is 2,000 days. 2,000 days divided by a year's time is, like I said, it's 5 more years and 5.5 months. So in August will be technically not 400 years, but it would be the 5 years added from 2019. But remember, it needed 5 years and 5.5 months added to 2019. But that's 2019 of August. So we got to wait till August to do the 5.5 months. See what I'm saying? Because we already went 2020 August, 2021 August, 2022, 2023, 2024 August. That's the 5. that it making up in for those 2,000 days. But remember, and not all 2,000 days are almost up. It's 5.5 more months from this particular time. So, isn't it strange? See, it's July. See, we got July 7th. So it's right, bro. It's right in about January, cuz. Bro. Listen. Now, I hope you're still on her, because I wanted to figure this out together. We got July, we got August, September, October, November, December, right? In January, that would make that full 5 months. So by January, right? January the 9th, if somehow Kamala goes into office, I see the days of inheritance and lawlessness pouring in at the same time. Well, how are you getting the inheritance? Through the lawlessness. It wasn't going to come back to us, y'all, until Babylon actually fell. Right? Remember? Right? Okay. Or we was just going to build up in Babylon with his blessings and everything and then just fall with them. Or we was going to build up in Babylon and then watch Babylon fall and we were still standing up. No, bro. No. He's going to clean slate first. God, he loves to recreate. So he ain't going to build on top of something that need to be tore down first. All right? Why you think he'll turn it down in the first place? Because when he rebuilds it, he's going to make sure there's certain things that ain't coming back in play. You hear me? So there's no way that we can be expecting that rebuilding, like, for the most part right now. You feel me? Getting things into preparation and all that, that's great because it would already be there, ready to build at the time. That's why it's free now, because thank God you ain't have to pay for it before this time kicks in, because you're going to be mad as hell. You hear me? That's why things is free, because you're going to be mad as hell when you find out the moment, like I said in our last video, why is the days adding up? Why is my calendar getting ready to run into January, right around the time where it says, I do not permit a woman to have authority, usurp authority over a man, nor preach, nor have authority over a man, right? By giving this woman this title is giving the authority over to a woman. Now, because of their choice and what they choose, that's why God is going to allow this place to fall. So you kind of got to let it happen. You hear me? But as it's falling, we want to take back, bro. He said take the land back. Why? Because somehow it's just up in the air. How? Through lawlessness. That's coming. I mean, y'all could say that it's now, but it ain't more now than it would be if you seen these months twerking on police cars now. Now that would look exactly like Babylon, if you ask me. It would be more freedom. It would be more liberation through these things. And it would also be more destruction and judgment in the midst of. So we got a little bit of time left, y'all. So I just want to give you a heads up that if you're thinking something's really literally technically about to happen, like next couple of weeks, tomorrow, next couple of months, like something big. Nah, I think about it. Why would something happen now if everything that they're trying to put in place is to take place literally technically next year? They need to get through the inauguration date, right? Right? So let's go ahead and assume that they're going to at least push us at least to there. They ain't getting ready to do all this, that, and the third. They want to make sure that we can get, or they can get, this woman in office. I ain't voting. I'm just saying. I say we, because we all a part of this, bro. Listen. So whatever happens, you got to understand it's all orchestrated, and the whole reason. You literally would be mad about God's reason why he getting ready to put all these things in place in the first place. So let's not have these strong feelings about what's going to trickle down into our community. What's going to trickle down is Babylon immediately, because immediately they give law over to a woman, that immediately it's dropped, and immediately ain't nobody, you can't tell nobody nothing, especially God's people. We already been warned and prepared and ready for this. You hear what I'm saying? So at that time, and I mean, y'all ain't going to get another time like this. That will be your only time and your only chance to get this land back. And if you don't move, then you will have nothing. You will not replenish what God has asked you to do. He told you to repay Babylon double. Remember? So let's wait till Babylon shows her face, and then we repay her. By what? Taking the land back, dog. Hey, I can tell you, I can jumble up all these different things. Before we get up out of here, which one of these things, we got to go through these things. So somebody got to get up off their ass and do something. Huh? Okay? Because we can't just keep sitting here calculating, oh, it's almost the end yet, almost the end yet. Well, we ain't get through these things. The blueprint stands, my nigga. Because y'all don't want to talk about them. You will be unprepared and you will fall with Babylon. God is not going to bless you for something you sitting back on when you're supposed to be a part of the inheritance is fighting. You ain't getting no inheritance if you ain't fighting. Do you hear me? Trust me. God wants you to fight. He wants you to fight spiritually, mentally, physically, everything. Everything that you got to put in, dog, to receive an inheritance, bro. Mind you, we already halfway through the fight right now. We've been battling mentally, physically, spiritually already, right? Ain't you tired of getting up in this world? Okay. Well, it gets a little bit more mental than that. It gets a little bit more physical than that. It gets a little bit more spiritual than that, right? As we continue to move in effect, right? Can't say it didn't. Sonya Massey just got shot in the face. That was all three: mental, physical, and spiritual. So it's getting warmed up. And it's because of the fact that they're getting afraid. They're afraid of us from rising. They're afraid of us because we know what our job is. They're afraid of us because they know that we got to come and take this land back. So they're afraid that we are getting ready to be Christ in the midst, and he's going to be standing with us, y'all. And then it's going to be more rebuking. And it's going to be the kind of rebuking that they don't want. Do you hear me? It's not, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. It's war is what they don't want, because they know they're going down. They know Babylon is falling as well. And they know they don't have much more time. So we need to know what time it is, when the times are going to be, what times to actually prepare for. Because see, now that you know, then you can have a better idea. Before we sit here and call me crazy, right? Because I come up with numbers. Like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. But you can't tell me the 400 years of slavery is up, cuz. You can't, you're like dog. Don't you know how to do math? Do math first and then tell me about 400 years. You know how to calculate? Calculate. See, we still got to calculate those years off a 360-day pattern. Not a 365. That would have put us at the end of slavery in 2019. See, so we got to wind back. That means we got to add. That means it didn't happen before. It was going to happen after the fact that you guys would have expected. You see, it's always something, little bit of meat left on the line that you ain't really eating up on. But it's only because of the things that you may be open to, or, you know, the things that you choose to fact check and this, that, and the third. So I fact checked. When I heard that information about the 360 days, I fact checked it. Come out to be true. So if it comes out to be true, why can I still, how am I going to take my numbers and utilize falsified numbers if I'm getting ready to do an equation, right? So I did the equation with the actual numbers, and I'm getting pretty much January 2025. January 2025. Technically 400 years off a 360-day calendar since 1619. 1619. I know even in 1619, if they was going off a 365 day, but we're not going from 1619. We're going from when they wrote the Bible. You sit back. Look, does it look like his people walked into their inheritance yet? If you talking about, look where you live and da-da-da. No, don't worry about my business. That's my business. God bless me for being obedient. This is nothing compared to what he promised me, bro. Do you hear me? Nothing. I seen things that, that a lot of us we're gonna have. Where we're going, bro. Everything you touch is expensive, bro. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't chop it, peel it, and sell it if you wanted either. You feel me? But it's the royalty that you feel just being around everything. I mean, like, look, God made this for me. This is my land. This is my world. My world is built out of diamonds, crystals, rubies, and gold. Everything in it. I got velvet couches that's more expensive than diamonds on this planet that I don't even think is velvet, just got the color of it. And things that got colors like the brass there is not even really brass because the color of the brass is all colors. You hear me? The diamonds is all colors. You know what I'm saying? Everything's shining, even the water. The water driplets sparkle like real diamonds, watching waterfalls. Bro, you couldn't pay to be in a place like that for a week. That would cost you a lot of money, cuz. We're talking about an eternity. We're talking about owning things there that's very specific, including your own mansions. You understand? Your banister in your mansion house is going to be worth, could be worth billions of dollars. Shit. Hear me? Hear me? To God, it's nothing up there. For goodness sake, the streets is paved with gold. That's the ground. If the ground looked like that here, people be sitting down, bending down, kissing it, worshiping it, doing all kind of crazy stuff. Like, bro, that's just the ground, bro. Like, we walk on that. You feel me? That's how crazy it is. And you can't even say that the ground up there is this thick. You don't know how thick the ground is. That ground could be full of gold, going thousands of feet deep for all we know. Thousands. Because we're not just going to assume it's just a platform. Look, he made this place. And you can feel the value of it when you're there. You definitely feel of royalty. You feel, you know what being around rich stuff feels like? Yeah, bro. You're going to feel that, bro. You're going to feel. How you going to ask me how I know, right? How I know? Because I've been there a couple he put me in plenty of realms. But the realms that I've seen, some where I couldn't get in because it was like a restriction. I couldn't even get across the bridge, but I could see across the bridge. I could see so close across the bridge, anything I wanted to see, but I just couldn't put myself over there. So there's a bridge that we can't cross, but you can see the buildings made out of diamonds, everything. Cause a freaking full-blown diamond city in your face. Everything's made out of diamonds. The glass is made out of crystals or something. So everything's shining. You hear me? There's a real city, bro. Real city buildings, all that. That's what I seen. Hey. He said he would give you the desires of your heart. I never really desired to be in a place that was city. I didn't even know that it was going to have buildings, right? So there was really maybe my long lost desire in the spiritual realm somewhere. Maybe that's what it is. So my heaven could look a little different than yours. But at the same time, I seen what it looked like. And I'm almost sure that that's what it's going to be like for a lot of people, because I seen people there too. And they were in the same place that I was in. So, and I seen them in their white robes. And they march down to the town, like the angels come out and they blow these trumpets down at the city. And then all the people that's like living in the houses, the city is on the earth. And there's houses that's on the earth and stuff like that. And all the people come out of their houses and they start marching down to the city as the angels is blowing the trumpets. But they can't cross the gates. They can't get into the heaven, bro. They can't get in. Like, I was standing on the outside too, bro. Like, I'm just going to assume, like, who's back there? Is that the choir and deacons and stuff? Man, that's the 144,000, cuz. That's who's back there. That's who's in there reigning with God in the city of heaven. Okay? Now, this beautiful outside world where we got these mansions and very green grass and waterfalls and beautiful everything, cuz. Hey, y'all trying to be the 144,000 all the time. That's like saying, I want to just be in church all day, every day, right now. Hey. I'm just telling you what I saw, cuz I'm not going to tell y'all that all of us in this world who's ready for Christ and to go home with Christ, that somehow, even as his chosen people, right, that we're going to squeeze in there somehow. Somehow I want to be one of the 1 in 12,000 of my tribe. What, just in this time, you know, did any of us ever stop to think that God had maybe been already collecting his chosen since his people been here? Huh? Did we ever stop to think that? Or do we just think that he's going to collect this 144,000 at this time or at the end? Dog, you feel what I'm saying, man? No, bro. Then what about Moses and all them? If we take up all the spots and where the hell they at? Huh? What the people who wrote the Bible, bro? Come on, man. You doing too much. Trying to fit yourself somewhere where you don't belong, really. You hear me? I'm telling you, man. You feel me? So you really got to let that be up to God. If he really chose you to be that person, trust me, the world would know. The world would know. You hear me? So there's definitely certain people who God may very much have his hands on and can be utilized and could possibly be one of his chosen in the kingdom. For all we know, he could be choosing like 10 people from off this earth before this is over, because that's all he got left to choose, for all we know. So when we talk about, right, when it comes to the chosen people, what I saw in the Bible was out of the 12 tribes of the Israelites, right? One of the tribes named Judah was the tribe that he chose to favor. He chose them to favor them as his favorite people. It said no more, no less. It didn't give you an explanation. It didn't give you a reason. It didn't give you an excuse. Okay? It said no more, no less. So therefore, his tribe of Judah, one out of 11 tribes, one tribe he chose to favor. Okay? He chose to have a special condition in his heart for them for whatever his reasons is. You hear me? You hear me? That's like asking somebody, your people's, yo, why is it that you fool with me, dog? Most of them gonna say, I don't know, you cool peoples. You feel me? So we don't know. But whatever it is simple to him why he chose to favor us. Now, I could say the kind of favor I feel like he's giving us is mercy, because thank God he ain't just dump us all in the trash. Looking at our community, come on, man. So he might be giving a lot of us a pass to the end times. You know what I'm saying? Giving us time to get it right, having mercy on a lot of us because he had to, not because he wanted to. Look at these fools. They're the ones that made him have to favor us. Huh? So that's the only thing about the tribe of Judah that I see that's chosen or was chosen for anything. Now, 144,000, that's called his elect. Elect, the ones who are going to reign in the kingdom of heaven with them. Y'all don't understand what heaven is. He said he's going to bring a new heaven and a new earth. What do you think he's bringing a new earth for? For nothing? For you to sit there and look at, for nobody to be on the planet? No, he's bringing a new earth for y'all, man. The new heaven is for 144,000. Y'all trying to be back there. Come on, man. You think that's all? Bro, that's enough for a great choir, bro. You hear me? And if that's what you want to do, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just trying to say, don't get confused when you start realizing that you may not be a part of his elect. If you're not a part of his elect, it's okay, man. Okay? Do you understand me, man? This is because you're not a part of his elect doesn't make you not one of his chosen people. You hear me? He chose 144 that he just said, you know what? They coming with me. Those are the top chosen. Now, when it comes to a tribe that he chose to favor, it's not technically chosen like that. Not like who's going to be back where I saw, cuz. Now, if you reigning back there with them, with the angels, with these big long gold trumpets and all that, right? All these bright lights, and you're back there, but back behind the gates, 4 gates in the, where is it? 1 in the front. Oh, yeah, it was like 1 on each side, like 4, north, south, east, west, right? But there's angels calling, blowing the trumpets, light in the sky gets bright, everybody's walking down. So what is that all for? Behold, and I looked, and there was a multitude that no one can count. And they all standing where? They're all before him. So where did they go? Did they also get into the kingdom? No! They went on a new earth, man. You hear me? I'm telling you, dog. So what do you think he made the new earth for? He made it for the people, for his children. Huh? For his children to live on. Okay? Okay? It wasn't just for the Gentiles in the world and all his, it would be, do you have any idea how many of his, let's just say out of the tribe of Judah who are actually saved that he chose to favor, right? It's more than 144,000 of us. In every tribe, it's more than that. More. None of us are that special, bro, to consider that you're going to be behind those gates. Okay? Those are the ones he chose. You never know who might be back there. For goodness sakes, nigga, Tupac could be back there. Machiavelli could be back there. And people like that, man. Not people like, come on, dog. People who really showed up on this earth and really made a difference. Really was called princes and kings, bro. You hear me? Through whatever form they came through. That really made a mass difference. You hear me? He ain't side-eyed in that. He like, yo, job well done. You come with me. Why? Because he helped bring millions. Certain ones that he called to do certain job, these tasks or these individuals that he been collecting. Now, it ain't been that many throughout the earth, but it's been enough. And I could roughly say 144,000 since the time we haven't been here, bro. We don't know who we've been out here doing what. You understand what I'm saying? So you got the 12 disciples. Where they supposed to be at? What about all Jesus's friends? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So did he say 144,000 plus the people from the Bible plus Jesus' friends, or because I can't even assume that everybody who wrote the Bible was chosen as his elect as well. But I would definitely feel like a strong feeling that if not some of them, then most of them very much, because it's their same words that's gathering these people. It's that same word that you put on them that they didn't hold back and they put out there and it made it to the Bible 2024, cuz. That's great works, cuz. Great works. And everybody got a chapter in there, all these names, and Jesus doesn't have one. These people did great works. You don't think that they're one of the chosens? Huh? Before y'all? Huh? Before you little small content creators and all of them, they do that? Nah, really? Really? Okay. Okay. Don't ever inspire yourself to be something that you really don't know about, right? Take a deeper look into things. And this is why Ringo's out there, and shout out to him, because he's trying to get people to understand who they actually are. These people are not the chosen ones. We get it. We understand what the chosen ones talk is. Talking about the tribe of Judah. The black figures? Yeah, because tribe of Ephraim is Spanish, and the tribe of Levi is the Haitians, and all these different tribes are different people. The ones that he favored was the tribe of Judah that came through the seed of David. Okay? Right. Jacob, David, whatever. The seed of David. The same seed that Jesus came through, right? The same seed that Mary came through. You feel me? So, yeah. Read them peoples from the books, right? So, I just want people to, I want that people to see, literally how we should be moving out here, how we should be thinking. Never get ahead of ourselves, because I know that chosen talk, it really is being thrown around everywhere. I'm like, wow. And then you go in the comment section, you're looking at all these YT people too, like, yes, and it's hard to be. Y'all gonna stop? They gonna stop that? Listen, we're gonna put the plow to them. That's why they gonna stop, cuz. You hear me? So we can talk about it right now, but at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna put a plow to all that. Stop trying to pretend like you was and this, that, and the third. No, you ain't. What Kendrick Lamar said, they not like us. I know some of y'all might believe that he may be playing for the other side, but I can't call it that way. This ain't got nothing to do with spirit of discernment. Y'all would be wrong trying to discern certain things, because you never know who's going to get up and fight that battle for God. He said it out of his mouth. He won them. So what would it matter to y'all? I already told y'all how the soldiers operate. Y'all kind of nothing like us. I already told y'all that. I said that before that song came out. I said, y'all are not like us. You're not. We are not the same. Period. You want to know what makes us different? We'll show you. We actually know how to conduct the word of God. We know how to conduct on his will, man. You hear me? He said, God know he been waiting. He said he gonna get at all of them rappers and Satan, and God know he been waiting. That's all I needed to hear, bro. Listen, he ain't trying to sucker. Who he trying to sucker? The Christians? Because they ain't talking like that. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, all the real ones that's really gonna ride when this time happens, they talk like that. It ain't nothing BS about it, cuz. You feel me? You want to call him crazy? You could call me nigga. Kevin Gates too. Listen, I ain't saying that these people was all the way right. I'm just trying to show y'all the figures y'all gonna be dealing with when you see him out there doing the thing. What did Kevin Gates just say? Kevin Gates said it's not time for illustration or something like that, but it's time for execution. Or it was something like that he said on those lines. You gotta go look it up. But he was basically saying if you ain't thinking that way, pretty much you gonna get rolled over. And you just listen. Strangely, a lot of the ones that he's using for this job, I already told you, bro, it's a very dark line that a lot of these individuals be on. But that's who he decided he want to use. Listen to Kevin Gates. Listen to Kendrick Lamar. Listen for me, for God's sakes. But y'all don't want to, and they're scared to put me in front of the mass audience of God's people because they absolutely know how they're going to look at us. That's crazy, right? But at the same day, we looking at y'all the same. Like, y'all may be in trouble. Y'all may not receive the rewards that you actually think you're going to get. Because remember, God said in Revelation 19, he was going to judge you off your works. The last thing he told us to do was judge Babylon off what she done did to us. To pay Babylon double. That was in Revelation 18. Tells us to pay Babylon double. And then by the time Revelation 19 comes, it says he's going to judge you off your works. Now, what did he just, like literally, the last thing that he just told you to do? Huh? What was the last work he told you to do before he said he was going to judge you off your work? It was pay Babylon double. So y'all don't want to see that. But we know that. Kendrick put it out there. He don't care. He don't care. So y'all can call him what y'all want. Y'all not a soldier. Kendrick is. I am. Kevin Gates is. They're going to be used for something. And don't think they're going to be attacking God's people. Just don't get it twisted. Look at them as crazy as you want. But don't never expect them to attack God's people. Don't ever expect me to do it either. Till next time, it's your boy Don Illuminati. Peace and one love.